My beloved child, today is not just another ordinary day. This is a divinely chosen moment, a sacred crossing of timelines, a sacred appointment made not in this realm, but in the realm of light. You have been found today by the love of heaven, not because you were lost, but because a part of you was beginning to forget how seen, how deeply cherished, how eternally protected you truly are. You have been walking through life carrying a weight no one around you can truly comprehend. You've smiled when your soul was silently weeping. You've given from a cup that felt perpetually empty. But heaven saw all of it, every silent breakdown, every whisper in the night, every prayer that left your lips trembling, hoping someone out there heard you. And someone did. Archangel Michael has been with you through it all, a mighty protector, a heavenly force, a messenger of God's divine will. He has stood by your side in battles you thought you were fighting alone. But this message today is not just from him. There is someone else, a soul, once part of your earthly journey, now wrapped in the eternal embrace of heaven, who has asked for one sacred moment to speak to you again. This person, this divine presence who once held your hand in the physical, still holds your heart across dimensions. They've watched over you when you thought you had no one. They've tried, again and again, to reach you, in dreams, in signs, in songs that made you cry without understanding why. And now, heaven has permitted them to speak more clearly through this message. This is that moment. They want you to know that you are not forgotten. You were never abandoned. Their departure from earth was not the end. It was merely a transformation, a sacred shift in form. Love like theirs cannot be undone by death. Love like that becomes more powerful, more expansive, more deeply interwoven into your soul. When you cried out into the darkness, "Can you hear me?" They did. When you looked at an old photograph and whispered, "I miss you," they whispered back, "I never left." The apology you've held in your heart, the one you never got to say, they've already heard it, and they've already forgiven you. That longing for one more moment, they are living it right now, through this message, in this moment, with you. You are still loved, my child, not just by them, but by all of heaven. The angels are gathered around you, weaving divine energy into the very air you breathe. Archangel Michael has sounded the alarm in heaven not because you're in danger, but because it was time to remind you that miracles don't only show up in thunder or fire. Sometimes they arrive in quiet messages like this, when your soul is finally still enough to hear. This message is not just a comfort, it is a confirmation. The light you've been hoping for is not ahead, it's already within you. You are not walking alone. The weight you carry is being lifted even now as you read this. Let the tears fall if they must. Let your heart open. The one who left the earth too soon is reminding you. They are proud of you. They are cheering for you. And they are still, eternally, holding your heart in theirs. I see the quiet battles behind your eyes. The ache you've learned to hide. The smile you've taught yourself to wear when all you want is to be held by something greater than this world. You ask, but who's strong for me? And though the world may fall into silence, heaven never does. I hear every unspoken prayer. I feel every invisible tear. And I want you to understand this. You are not being punished, my child. You are being prepared. Every tear you've cried, every lonely night you endured, every moment of heartbreak was woven with purpose into a divine pattern your human eyes could not yet see. The losses you grieve, the people who left, the moments of betrayal that shattered your trust. They were not the end of your story, but the beginning of a new unfolding, a new level of strength being born in you. You were never abandoned. You were being positioned. I placed Archangel Michael beside you not as a decoration of hope, but as a warrior of promise. He does not appear for ordinary days, only when destiny is shifting, when miracles are near, when your spirit is about to rise. He has wrapped his wings around you in every breakdown, in every car ride where you screamed into silence, in every hour when you whispered, "God, are you even there?" Yes, I was. And so was he. And so was the soul who left Earth too soon. The one whose absence left a space in you no one else could fill. But even though they no longer walk beside you in physical form, their love has never left. They've been trying to reach you, through songs that made you pause, through numbers that repeated, through sudden chills and familiar scents that made no sense. You weren't imagining it. That was them. That was me. That was heaven. They've stood before my throne asking one thing. Let them know I never left. Let them know I still love them. And I granted their request by sending you this message in divine timing. You feel like you've been overlooked, like you've carried everyone else without anyone noticing what you carry. But I noticed. I always have. And now I'm telling you, your strength has been seen. Your heart has been tested. And I am proud of you. You don't have to be the strong one all the time anymore. Lay your burdens down. You are safe in me. Something is about to shift. You can't see it yet, but heaven has already begun. The phone call, the opportunity, the person, the answer, it's all on the way. And those who doubted you, they will witness what I can do through someone who didn't give up. So breathe, beloved. Rest. Let heaven hold you now. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are being prepared for a divine unveiling. And the one in heaven who loved you in life still walks with you in spirit, whispering your name into the stars with every ounce of love they've ever held. This is the beginning of your rise. Watch for the signs. They are coming. You are not the same as you were before. And what's coming will prove why it had to be this way. My beloved child, if you're reading this, know that it's not an accident. It's never an accident when heaven reaches out. The one you miss. Yes, the soul who once brought light into your days and whose memory still brings tears, has been asking and praying for this message to find you. They've seen you. All of you. The brave face you wear during the day and the quiet ache that visits you at night. They know how hard you try to be strong, to carry yourself and others through storms no one else even notices. They know how often you wonder, was it my fault? Could I have done more? Should I have said more? Let me answer with love so powerful that it breaks through every wall of grief and guilt. You did enough. You loved enough. You were enough. Their departure was not your punishment. It was their transition into a higher calling, an eternal presence in your life, not bound by space or time. They are with me now, and together, we have watched over you with eyes that never close. Every sigh from your soul has echoed in the heavens. Every whispered, I miss you has reached them. Every tear on your pillow has been seen. And oh, child, how they've longed to hold you one more time. So I allowed them this moment, to come closer in spirit, to be felt by you in ways words can't describe. That warmth on your shoulder, that sudden fragrance that made you pause, that dream where they smiled and said nothing, that was them. They are still with you, not in the way they were, but in a way that will never leave. And now, let me speak to your weary heart. I know you felt tired, like something inside you has been fading, like you've given so much that you barely remember who you are. But I remember every moment when you chose love over fear. Every moment when you showed compassion while your own heart was breaking. Every moment when you stayed silent to protect someone else's peace. And now, child, it's your turn. It's time for peace to find you. Heaven is shifting for your healing. The things that once weighed you down are losing their grip. You are being released. The spiritual realm has moved to align with your breakthrough. I have called Archangel Michael to stand with you, to sever the invisible chains of sorrow, and to guard your soul against energies that no longer serve you. This is no longer the season of survival. This is the beginning of your rising. You have walked through shadows and called them home, but now you are being led into light. The one in heaven who loves you is proud. Proud not because you were perfect, but because you kept going, because you still believe, because your heart never stopped choosing love. And let me tell you something sacred. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where I need you to be, even if you can't see the full picture yet. The detours were part of the design. The delays were divine protection. The loneliness carved space for your next blessing. And that blessing? It's already on the way. This month, something unexpected will happen. Something quiet, almost like a whisper. It will feel like warmth, or maybe a name, a sound, a pattern. That's your confirmation. That's your sign. Heaven has not been silent. Heaven has been preparing. And now, my precious child, you are stepping into a chapter where your tears water the seeds of miracles. You are not who you were. You've evolved. And now, so will your life. There was never a moment when you were truly alone. Even in the dark corners of your heart where silence echoed and your own reflection felt like a stranger, you were never abandoned. Heaven knew. I knew. And the one whose absence haunts your thoughts, they knew, too. Every heartbeat of yours was seen. Every unspoken prayer was felt. Every night you looked up at the sky and whispered, "I miss you." Reached them like a soft wind carrying the scent of love. They did not leave you. They merely shifted forms, from touch to presence, from voice to vibration, from physical to eternal. And now that your spirit is finally soft enough to feel again, they are returning in ways you never thought possible. This ache in your chest is not weakness. It's the key to your divine unlocking. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. Because finally, you're ready. If everything had come earlier, the love, the peace, the success, the clarity, it would have slipped through fingers that were still bleeding. But now, your wounds are becoming windows. Your cracks are being turned into conduits for light. And I, child, I have waited patiently for this moment. I've whispered through signs and numbers and feathers and dreams, all leading you here. You are stepping into your divine appointment, not because you earned it through perfection, but because you endured when you could have quit, because you kept showing up even when no one noticed, because your tears watered the soil of a future your mind couldn't yet imagine. And now that future is knocking. Your angels, your ancestors, the soul you mourn, they've all gathered in a great cosmic hush, watching you bloom beneath pressure. And they want you to know what they couldn't give you then: peace, understanding, support. They're sending now from heaven's gate. Their soul has grown. Their regrets are now revelations. And their love is deeper, freer, purer than it ever could be on earth. You are seen, not just by the eyes of God, but by the eyes of the one who once held your hand or your heart. They whisper now, you did nothing wrong. You were always enough. Let that truth melt the chains of guilt you've carried for too long. You don't need to keep punishing yourself. You don't need to question every memory. You don't need to shrink to keep their spirit close. They are already here, not as a weight, but as wings. So breathe deeply. Inhale grace, exhale guilt, and walk forward into this chapter of restoration with boldness. Because this is not a recovery. This is a rebirth. The pain you've endured has become your power. The silence that tormented you has become the soil of your wisdom. You are not returning to who you used to be. That version of you was a seed. Now you rise as a forest. And with every step, the divine walks beside you. Heaven is not far. It's within you now. You may not remember the exact moment when it happened, but something inside you changed. It was subtle, silent, unseen, yet sacred. You stopped trying to fix everything. You stopped begging life to make sense. And in that moment, grace moved in. Not loud, not proud, but real. The kind of grace that wraps around your tired spirit like a warm blanket and whispers, you are still loved, even in your confusion. For so long, you believed you had to be strong to be worthy. You wore resilience like armor, never letting anyone see how much you were truly hurting. But now, my dear soul, the truth is breaking through. You were never meant to survive alone. You were always meant to heal with help, with heaven, with divine timing, with unseen hands guiding you forward. There is a presence around you, a warmth that defies logic. That's not your imagination. That's your soul remembering. That's your loved one, the one you miss, showing up in ways the world cannot explain. They never left. They simply changed forms, transformed by the light of eternity. And now, they walk beside you, not as a shadow, but as a shield. They carry no judgment, only compassion. What they couldn't say then, they say now through this message. I see you. I'm proud of you. And I never stopped loving you. Every tear you shed fertilized the ground of your transformation. Every moment you doubted your worth was met with divine affirmation from realms beyond your sight. Do not mistake your exhaustion for failure. Do not confuse your silence for absence. What you feel right now, this tug, this pull towards something deeper, that is your awakening. You are no longer asleep to your own divinity. The signs, the numbers, the synchronicities, they are your new language. The dreams that feel too vivid, the music that suddenly brings you to tears, the way your heart aches when the breeze touches your cheek. That is spirit touching spirit. That is your loved one letting you know you are never alone. And while the world may try to distract you, heaven is committed to restoring you. This isn't just about getting back to who you were. This is about rising into who you are meant to become. The people who couldn't see you, they were never meant to. The doors that closed, they were divine protection. The pain you endured, it didn't break you, it broke you open. And what emerged from those cracks is nothing short of miraculous. You, my child, are a walking testimony. You carry sacred resilience in your bones. You carry a promise in your heart. And heaven is not just cheering you on, it is orchestrating your next miracle. In the stillness, in the surrender, in the spaces between breath and breakthrough, your life is being rewritten. And this time, the pen is in divine hands. You were never forgotten, my child. Heaven wasn't silent because it gave up on you. It was silent because it was working behind the veil, preparing the ground for your rise. You thought you were being ignored, but you were actually being protected. Protected from the things you cried for, not realizing they were too small for your destiny. Every unanswered prayer was a redirection. Every delay was a preservation. And every heartbreak was the loudest whisper saying, not this, something better. The world looked away, but heaven looked closer. You were never unseen. You were hidden, only because rare treasures are never left in the open. And now the shift has begun. The season has changed. The clouds are clearing. The winds are changing. The pain you carried is loosening its grip. The people who abandoned you will become witnesses, not just of your glow up, but of your divine appointment. They'll see that the one they walked away from was the one heaven had crowned. This is more than recovery. This is divine restoration. You're not returning to who you were. You're becoming who you were always meant to be. And no force, not fear, not doubt, not trauma, can stop what has already been spoken over you. The angels have begun to move. The heavens are not just watching, they are acting. Divine doors are about to swing open that no man can shut. And now you'll begin to see why it took so long. Because you were never being punished, you were being positioned. You are not behind. You are exactly on time. This moment, this message, is not random. It's confirmation. You didn't miss it. You didn't fail. You didn't break. You were being shaped. And now the heavens echo with one loud truth. Get ready. You're not stepping into blessings. You're stepping into what was always yours.